Hey everyone, this is Nadia. Welcome back to my channel where I wander around London and tell you fascinating stories about living in London and working in tech. So I kind of wanted to share some thoughts that are just passing through my mind right now. I just led a job search workshop at a local bootcamp called Your Future, where I am a volunteer. So afterwards I met a young woman who went through this bootcamp a couple of years ago, and now she's working as a software engineer, and she's volunteering a lot herself. She's kind of volunteering at this bootcamp and also volunteering at another bootcamp. So she really wants to give back to the community. She says she wants to inspire more people. She wants to build a network, and she just has this amazing energy of kind of wanting to give back and help others do the same thing that she did. And we talked a lot about our journey into tech, and she repeatedly mentioned how inspiring my story was. And I got from her that she wants to create content as well, but she wasn't sure about what she can talk. And then she proceeded to tell her story. And I was just at some point I was like, oh my God, your story is incredible. So she is from Iran. She moved from Iran to London. She learned the language. She went through the boot camp, found a job. She has been working as an engineer for some time now, so she has been successful in this competitive field. Then she kind of went through a difficult personal situation. Now she's giving back. She's volunteering so much. I think she's volunteering 3 or 4 days a week after work. So she's already doing so much. And she went through all of this as an immigrant in another country. And I was just it's so obvious to me that your story is incredible and you already have something that you can share with the world, and people from similar backgrounds will appreciate it and they will learn and they will benefit. But this was not the first time when I saw that people weren't really seeing themselves for who they are, and they weren't really appreciating how amazing their own story is, and they weren't really aware of just how inspiring whatever they have done is. So I have coached quite a few people and just talked to a lot of people, and I see this over and over. Maybe you have heard this parable of the fish, of the young fish. So 2 young fish are flowing through the water, and they meet an older fish, and that older man, he asks them, so how is water? And they don't answer, they continue swimming, and then they ask each other, what is water? The meaning of this parable is obviously that we are not aware of things that are so obvious and so common for us. And the same can be true of our backgrounds and of our stories and our experiences. This is kind of what we have experienced. We haven't had anything else. So for us, all of this seems super commonplace, right? It doesn't seem like this is something exceptional. However, for others, it just might be. So I think that if you are struggling to define what is special about you, what is special about your story, this is very relevant if you want to create content. And I'm not saying that everybody should have a blog, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people actually want to have a blog, but they don't have it because they think that they don't have anything to share. So if you fall into the category of people who want to have a blog, but you think that your story is not remarkable and not impressive, this is something that you can try to do. So next time when you meet somebody new and you have this, regular conversation where you talk about where you're from, where you studied, what job you have, kind of if you're an immigrant, maybe where you're living and how you find the city. So this kind of conversation, your initial conversation with a new person. As you answer their questions, try to look at the signals of them being surprised. And I'm sure you will find such signals. There will be moments when they will be oh, that's interesting, or we're oh my God, really? So they will be surprised, they will be interested in some things, and notice what those things are. notice where people ask follow-up questions. So it might be that something in your job experience is interesting, maybe something in your education or your personal life or anything like that. Just make a note of it and continue making notes of this. If you meet new people, you can also ask the people that you know whether there are things that they admire about you and whether there are things that they really find exceptional about you. I think this can also help, but especially I think new people, they have kind of a new perspective, a fresh perspective on you and your skills. Try doing that and see what comes out of it. I would be curious to hear what you think about it and whether you find this tip useful. But for now, that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.